Hello everybody, it's Rob at Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. Merry Christmas. Video number 2. First video, just kind of went into a little recap about what my channel's about that I started this year, and kind of my year recap, just life in general, not particularly cards. I mean, I did talk about some cards, but talked about some big events that happened in my life this year, and kind of what my channel's about, and kind of a reminder to myself what my channel's going to be all about, or why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know I go on and on for a long time, but I just wanted to kind of recap why I do what I do. And so Merry Christmas. And one of the big things that happened in my life this year was my mom did pass away about a month and a half ago. And Dolores Sutter Hayes Trussell, I love you and I miss you, and this is my first Christmas without you. It breaks my heart. But you were a great mom, and as much as she wished she could have done more for us, she did more for me than she'll ever know. So Merry Christmas to you, Mom. You're missed and loved, and I just felt that I needed to spend some time talking about her again since it's Christmas. And Merry Christmas to you folks, to my brothers, my extended family, in-laws, and my wife, and friends and co-workers, and all you people out there in Neverland there. I talked about how I got to meet Debbie Gibson this year. I always had a crush on her from high school on. She was my age, so got to see her finally this year in a concert, and I actually got to meet her and take pictures and talk to her for a few minutes and get a hug, and so that was special, and I got to tell my mom about it, and she knew about her, that I liked her when I was younger. So shout out to Debbie Gibson. Plus I picked up my white whale card this year. My grail card was the Danica Patrick 2006 Allen Ginter mini framed autographs. I picked that up this year. And about a little over a week ago, me and my wife got to go see Stevie Nicks, famous for being in Fleetwood Mac. I always had a crush on her when I was little, but of course she's over like 20 years older than me, so that was like an unrealistic crush, kind of like Carrie Fisher or Princess Leia. Probably Princess Leia is a better way to put it. Had a crush on Princess Leia more than Carrie Fisher, because when you're young you don't realize you're thinking the character is kind of real. But anyways, we just seen Stevie Nicks as well, so I got to meet with Debbie Gibson this year, see her for the first time, full-on concert. Got to see Stevie Nicks again, and she was really good. Both of them were great. Debbie Gibson was super sweet. You ever get a chance to see her, she still sings great, and doing good. And talked about how my videos are going to be about the kind of stuff that I like, that I didn't think I was seeing on YouTube when I would go watch, and I'd want to like find a video that was 20, 30, 40 minutes long, or an hour, that I can sit there and listen to some guy talk about his cards and not just zip through them like I'm probably going to do on this one. But especially like Allen Ginter or those old style kind of cards, because I want to hear more about them. I don't just want to see like 5 cards in like 6 minutes and then the person moves on and have to watch a bunch of ads. I don't mind that stuff, but sometimes you just want to be able to like podcast, or book on tape. You just kind of want to listen to somebody talk about the hobby and what they're into, and maybe with other people who are into the same stuff. So that's kind of why I started up my channel. I mostly enjoy Allen Ginter, like Gypsy Queen, those kind of things. Tobacco minis, pre-war, 80s, some modern, and Andre Dawson, who I collect, and oddball stuff. I love oddball. But one of my favorite years is 1987. Flair Dunross, and Topps all put out a great set. Just beautiful cards those years, all three of them. I think Dunross takes the win for design. They had the nicest design, but the 87 Topps is epic. It's just, I mean, they're all like just this close to each other. Now the quality on all of them wasn't great, typical 80s stuff, but Flair was a beautiful design that year too. And but Flair always seemed to be the more expensive one and the hardest one to find. You had to go to like the comic book store and spend like twice as much almost to get a pack of these cards as you would say Topps. And Dunross was kind of hard to find sometimes too. But Flair was a beautiful set as well. They just knocked it out of the park too. And 87 is a big year for me because that's when Andre Dawson, who was my favorite player that wasn't a Cub, came over to the Cubs and won the MVP. So of course I got his 86 regular cards, but he's still in the Expos uniform. And so these update, Topps traded, opening day. So anyways, Flair update, Topps traded, Dunross, opening day and highlights was when you could first start getting Andre Dawson cards in the Cubs uniform from the mainstream sets. And then maybe like the Kmart, KB, and those kind of cards. Although I do have the 87 Cubs David Berg hot dog team set that they gave away at Wrigley Field that year. And just we went to that game with me and my cousins. I was staying there that summer, and they knew we all liked baseball cards, so they brought us on baseball card day. And that one's got Andre Dawson on the front of the pack, which I'll show sometime. And then it also has the very first Greg Maddux card in the majors. But I know a lot of people are like, well, that's team set or regional and whatever. But I'll get around to showing those. But so anyways, I've shown my Topps traded, my two Flair Andre Dawsons. I've showed the Andre Dawson in here. I mean, the update Flair card, which is this one, in my binder. But I saw this in Albuquerque, and I was like, yep, gotta have this. So we're going to take a look at these cards here today, folks. So I will be doing the zipping through them, kind of like what I was just talking about. I usually don't like, I usually want to see people talk about the cards more, but so this is one of the things I'm going to do for you today is a Christmas episode, just so I could put something out there. And we'll start with the stickers. So it's got the one team on the back and the other team on the front. So alright, so let's see. Dodgers, Detroit, Mariners, Astros, Cubbies, Toronto, Phillies, Cleveland. I guess this would be good for like a binder once you take the sticker or whatever. You're like, here's my Cubs set. Twins, A's, White Sox, horrible design that year. Padres, 87 World Series winners, the Twins, Minnesota Twins. I didn't care much for their logos back then. I like the one that they're using nowadays. It's more retro, classic. Giants, Brewers, Dodgers, Orioles. So what we have back then, I think 26 teams. A's. Never liked it when they were called the California Angels. Giants, Orioles again, Expos, Phillies. So I don't know what's the deal why we get extra or multiples. Yankees, Padres, Sox, Twins, Red Sox, Braves, Orioles. These are the sticker side. I don't need to tell you what teams they are. You can see that yourself. It's kind of weird that they didn't put the same team on the front and the back. Mariners and Cubs there. Yeah, they got Oakland on the same card, so that's good if you're an Oakland fan. That's not PC anymore, but there's your collectible. Chief Wahoo. Alright, so there you go. So there's your stickers and your team card to go with them. So I picked this up when I picked up that Mickey Mantle Post cereal card. And I don't know if these are in order or not, but they come in there. A couple pieces of styrofoam with those stickers as well. So let's find out. It looks like we're going from this direction. It's going to be upside down. Looks like 132 cards, so now it's in here backwards. Alright, so they're kind of facing the wrong way, people, so that's interesting. No, they're not. They're not organized in order, so we're just going to start showing you these cards. So these are the updates. So mostly they're a little more glossy than your normal Flair 87 card. And that is a beautiful set, and those were kind of the high-end cards that year. At least they went to having this stats on the back instead of them being flipped backwards compared to Topps and Dunross. I guess they've been doing that a few years, but there you can see Flair update card number 9. So these are probably trades or guys that were brought up later. So that's number 9. There's Thad Bosley and number 8. So that's not a good example for me. There you go, 21. So yeah, it's from Livermore. It's right up the street. So the centering on these are a lot better than your average hobby, packs that you would pick up wax. They seem to be a slightly glossier, but basically the same cardstock, maybe slightly better. So we're not going to show you the back of all these. We're just going to show you the people are in this. It's like 132 cards, so even I'm not going to take that much time on them. But these are beautiful cards. That was a beautiful set, 87. It's hard to choose which one was better, but Dunross is just really nice. Gotta love 87 Topps though. One beneath Eric Bell, Scott Bankhead, and they always have nice backs on the Flairs too. Alright. Grab a stack, move a stack, grab a stack, move a stack. Guess I'll just face these the opposite way since they're in no order. There's no rhyme or reason to them. Some of these are upside down, so that sucks. I'm not counting them or checking. We're going to collate these, or probably. Guess it doesn't really matter what order I put them down in. That's fine. Dempsey. Alright, there it is, guys. So I bought this tin mostly because it's just cool. I wanted to have the whole set of them, not because I'm a set collector or anything like that. I just thought it would be neat. Do not just have gotten the single, but to kind of have at least one of these kind of sets. And there's my card right there, Andre Dawson. First Flair card of him in the mainstream set, I guess. I don't know if update should be considered mainstream. I don't know if it was available to everybody if you didn't have a hobby shop and you couldn't get this at the gas station. But it's Flair's first Cubs Andre Dawson card, and that's a beautiful card. Always loved this image of Andre. It's the same stats as you would have got on the one with him in the Expos uniform, just different number. So everything is the same. The different image, a little glossier, and that number up there. So there's old Andre right there, my boy. That card looks to be in pretty darn good shape. Probably a 9 there. And, yep, that's really the card I really care about in this set. But we might get some other nice guys in this set that you guys might appreciate. You know, I'm sure there's more valuable ones in here than Andre, but that's the card that matters to me. Brian Dayett, don't really remember him. Bill Dawley. There you go, there's a name for the past. Storm Davis. Looks like it's got a little print spot there, a little dandruff. Mark Davidson. Remember old Chuck Krim. Juan Castillo. So we'll stop on any of the important cards that I can think of. Steve Carlton, that's pretty cool. Look at all those years this guy played. Holy smoke. Look at that, 323 wins. He's got to be in the Hall of Fame, right? Let's set the Hall of Famers aside. Casey Candelli, Ellis Burks, he was pretty good. I think he was kind of a chase card back in the day. Dwayne Boyce. Wow, it's funny to see a lot of these people don't know who they are. Probably September call-ups or something like that. Ralph Bryant. Wonder if he's related to Chris. Jerry Brown. Is that Brown or Brownie? Is he governor of California? Bob Brower. All right. Grab a stack. I'll move a stack. All right, Stan Javier. God, these cards are nice. A little sticky. Not in the sense like Pinnacle, but just they're so glossy they kind of want to. It's like a waxed basketball floor where it looks shiny and like you could slide on it, but nope, can't slide on them. Trust me, I learned that lesson in junior wrestling when I was a kid. Saw a shiny basketball floor, wearing my shorts, ran and was gonna slide like I was doing baseball slide, and just tore my leg up because that waxy stuff. That's why your tennis shoes stick to them. Some lessons you gotta learn the hard way, right, folks? Deion James, Chris James. It's almost like these are in a. Oh, that appears to be what they did. They put these in alphabetical order. There you go, Reggie Jackson, DH. So that's interesting to know. They put them in there alphabetically, people. So Reggie on the A's. Mike Jackson. How many Jacksons will we have? That's 1, 2, 3. Chuck Jackson. Charles Hudson. Craig Lefferts. They may not getting 100% time in the limelight, but how many people have ever showed this guy's card unless they were just pulling it out of a, for some reason? So at least they're going to get the front of their card a second in the limelight that maybe nobody else has ever done. And that's what I want to see on YouTube. That's why I do this stuff. Mike Hinneman. Neil Heaton. The Expos. Mike Heath. Loved Heath bars, especially way back then. Heath and Score. Oh my God. Still like them. Chris Brown. So there goes my theory of being in alphabetical order. I don't know if anyone sees a pattern here. Let me know. I'm going right down the Write down the box in the order that they're in there. Mickey Hatcher, there's a name. Atlee Hammaker, sounds more like a politician. Albert Hall. Let's give Albert Hall a minute in the limelight. Been all around the minors there. So, Albert from Birmingham, Alabama. Let's give you a little time in the spotlight on old style classics baseball cards. Who knows, maybe someday a lot of people will watch these and be like, why did he show that card? Well, dude made it to the majors and deserves his moment in the limelight, even all these years later. Whether he continued on or washed out, who knows. Cecilio Garante. There we go, Mike Greenwell. He was a chase card for a little while back in the day. So Mike Greenwell there. Looks like a rookie. There you go, Darren Gladden. Heard that name back in the day because the Twins were really good back then. There you go, you Giants fans. There's another one, Jim Gott, pitcher. Sam Marino from Hollywood, California. King Garrett. Another Giant. Dave Gervecki. Wow, remember Dave Gervecki? Appears to be in Candlestick Park there. Never been to Candlestick, but Andre Dawson, I think, used to tear that one up. And what a horrible stadium. Glad they're not there anymore. AT&T is just beautiful. Great stadium. And the team and the fans, not the nicest, but Willie Frazier. But beautiful stadium nonetheless. Brian Fisher. God, I would love to go to PNC Park. There we go. There's a pretty big name at the time. Cecil Fielder. Is that Prince's dad? And the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley being bounced around all over the league. Played with the Cubs right up to then. Look at that. Even though it's 151 wins. And only 3 saves up to then. Now, it's from Oakland. So I got to play with his home team at least. That's cool. Alright. So, right now we got 4 Hall of Famers out of a third of this tin. Alright, next I guess I should be going upside down. Or backwards. Is the order that came out, but it's no big deal. Alright, next Hall of Famer, number 5. Fred McGriff. Talk about a guy that's bounced around. One of your more recent Hall of Famers, Mr. Fred McGriff. And look at that, that looks to be like a rookie. So I don't know if that's considered his rookie card or what, but there you go. Hall of Famer Fred McGriff from Tampa Bay, Florida. Tampa, Florida. That's nice. Lloyd McClendon, remember Lloyd. Kind of vaguely remember Mike Mason as a Cub. Fred Manique, or Key, like Albuquerque. White Sox. It's not their worst uniform, but not the best. Didn't much care for that C. That was okay, but now they got a really good logo, so they should stick with it. Joe Morang. Dave Magadin, remember him. They just played in the World Series the year before. There you go, there's a pretty nice name. Bill Madlock, let's see what he did. All those years playing it, he was a Cub for a while. Alright, let's see. Only had 146 home runs. 1,900 hits. But 307 batting average, so a solid batting average. Just not a power hitter or a hitter. Michael Lloyd. Alright, so I guess this might be considered a rookie, and unfortunately it's way off centered. So that sucks, but Greg Maddux, Cubs card. So your rookie, Greg Maddux, beautiful shape, other than a centering. So he's from San Angelo, Texas. Hey, a New Mexico Scorpions minor league hockey team from the WPHL and then the CHL. They used to have a team in San Angelo that we would play, and I got to see those guys. So that's cool. I didn't know that. But still a beautiful card. Just unfortunately that centering, that's probably the worst one to have bad centering on, other than what's his name. Alright folks, moving along. Bill Long. Hey, I said moving along, right to the long. Jen Lindemann, Rick Leach, remember getting his cards. Terry Leach, Jack Lazorko, sorry if I said your name wrong. Mike LaVallerie, sorry. Gene Larkin. Was I off the screen on those last few ones? I'll just get, just in case. I want to give these guys their moment. In case I had half the card off the screen. Alright. Pretty confident and up to date there. Adjust this just a tad more so it's aiming more straight down. Alright. On with it. Just beautiful cards. Ray Knight. Mike Kingery. Terry Kennedy. Do you think he's related to me, Rob? JFK? Or do you think he's related to my brother, Robert Kennedy? Or Ted Kennedy? Nobody knows. Tracy Jones. Jimmy Jones. And Mr. Stan Jefferson. Alright. Couple more stacks, people. Dickie Knowles. They remember him. Don't particularly remember him as a Cub, though. There's a cool one. Matt Noakes. Remember him. Gotta love the Tigers uniforms. Super cool. Love that. Old style classic uniforms. Reed Nichols. That's the kind of stuff I like. I like old fashioned, old retro, and I don't know if it's really retro if they've always worn that. It's just their uniform. Alright, here we go. Some of your World Series guys. Tom Nieto. Joe Niekro. Let's see Joe's stats. 213 wins, 14 saves, so he's involved in 27 wins. So I don't know, I mean, you could make somewhat of an argument by today's standards. I mean, if you're going to let a guy in the Hall of Fame with 200 wins, 210 wins nowadays, that's the new 300, then maybe Joe deserves to be in there. I don't think he is. I think his brother is. I'm going to pause you and let's find out. Alright, people, I'm back. So Joe Niekro is not in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, but between his wins and saves, he's involved in 237 wins. And, you know, that's not including postseason, like World Series or anything like that. So, I don't know. I mean, plus he had a couple 20-year win totals. I think eventually he should get in. I would say, especially when you use by today's standards, you know, I would say he probably should get in at least post, you know, you know, Veterans Committee. I would not be opposed to him being in there, considering what they allow new pitchers to get in with. You know, 300's thing of the past, and had a lot of success. Pitched for a long time, and be a neat combo for him and his brother to be in there. So I say I give him a yes, kind of a C plus level Hall of Famer. I wouldn't be opposed to it, and like the whole sandpaper incident, I think that's kind of funny because it's not cheating in the same sense like the Astros cheating or steroids and all that. It's those little kind of cheats that people get to do in baseball, you know, pine tar and spitballs and Vaseline and, you know, some of the things some of the batters do. It's kind of the accepted cheating until you get caught kind of thing, but I don't think it's like huge. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. All right, Mr. Gene Nelson. Yes, hey. Randy Myers was a lights out pitcher for a while. This guy was a good pitcher, just, you know, he had his little, yeah, I mean, he was pretty, I think he was a closer for a while there. Jeff Musselman made it to the Toronto Blue Jays. John Morris. Main camera. Alright, there's a good player right there. Kevin Mitchell. Oh, look at that. He's got dual image card. That's funny. I've never seen that before. That's kind of cool. So from San Diego to San Francisco. I don't know what the deal is with that. Guess he got traded from San Diego. Yeah, he was born in San Diego too, so he got to play there. Looks like that might be considered a rookie card. That's interesting. Went from the Mets to the Padres to the Giants, apparently. John Mitchell. I don't remember those New York shirts. That's interesting. Craig Minton. Dave Meads. Kevin McReynolds. Remember Kevin McReynolds. Mark McLemore. I don't know if that would be considered whatever. There you go, Mark McGwire. So I guess he hadn't made it into the regular set. And look at that. Again, another big rookie off-centered. So there you go, McGwire. Guess that would be his rookie card for Flair. Pretty nice looking card otherwise. Alright, Larry Sorensen. Chris Spear. Alright, he was a good pitcher. John Smiley. Always thought he made it to the Hall of Fame, but I guess not. That looks like his rookie card. So it's like they did all the rookies off-center. It's not like intentional. John Shelby. Here was the big chase card at the time. I remember everybody looking to get Kevin Seitzer. Or Seitzer. Yep, he was one of the cards you would be super happy if you got those few years there. Dave Schmidt. Mark Salas. Jeff Robinson. Wally Ritchie. Is he related to Lionel? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Rick Rhoden? There's a good player. Gary Reedus. I'm not too sure if Jeff Reardon's in the Hall of Fame or not. Set him aside. Randy Reddy, that's an interesting name. I do remember that though. Look at old Luis Polonia. Tony Pena. Bill Piccata. There's another one. Bill Lance Parrish, he was a big name. Jim Pasarick. Oh wow, look at that. Paul O'Neill. Another baseball player. Popular player with the Yankees, but probably gained a lot more popularity being in the episodes with of Seinfeld. So it looks like his rookie card, Paul O'Neill. Okay, Paul, can you hit 3 home runs for me? Or 2? Hey, kid, it's hard to hit home runs. That was a good episode. Jose Nunez. Edwin Nunez. Okay, that's a no on Jeff Reardon. He's not a Hall of Famer. Alright, let's take a look at this checklist. Guess if Andre Dawson's on here somewhere. Guess I need to save this too. I don't know if I'd consider myself a super collector, Andre Dawson, but I'm definitely a PC. Always inching towards being a super collector, but I'm not trying to get everything. I mean, there he is, Andre Dawson, number 24. So that's cool. Put that back at the back. Matt Young. Herm Winningham. Wow, look at this. Matt Williams. A young Matt Williams. Yeah, I don't know what happened with centering on these cards. They just went downhill. Ken Williams. That's okay. Most of these aren't worth a ton. Frank Williams. Jim Wynn. Bill Wilkinson. Alan Wiggins, gonna get the best out of his baseball card. Good shot of him. Devon White, another great player back in the day. Gary Ward. Alright, Pirates fans, you're gonna like this one. Andy Van Slyke. There's a superstar card from back in the day. Mr. Andy Van Slyke. Looks like it was just traded over yonder from Cardinals over to the Pirates. Ed Vandenberg. Lee Tunnell. Dorn Taylor. Another kind of big card back in the day. Danny Tartabull. Greg Swindell. B.J. Surhoff. Jim Sundberg. And Randy St. Clair. So I'm going to pause this and take one look at the checklist, see if there's anything missing, and like bonds, and then I'll come back and wrap it up. Okay, folks, I'm back. There is no bonds on here, but the interesting thing is the set is numbered by alphabetical. So the cards are alphabetically ordered and numbered alphabetically. So that's interesting. That's cool. Oh, this one goes on the back. That's where it was. Alright, we'll just show you a little highlight. Put the big guys back in the box. Just as safe there as they would be anywhere else in my collection. So let's keep them all together. So we got the Mark McGwire. A little off-centered there. It's the Mark McGwire. Greg Maddux rookie card for the Flair. Off-centered. It's probably a little off-center, but a little better. Fred McGriff, that might be the best one of the lot, just because it's not as off-centered as Maddux. But Fred McGriff, Hall of Famer. Dennis Eckersley's not too bad. A late playing career card. Late, or probably last card. Reggie Jackson. That's pretty well centered, so that's nice. It's just at the end of his career there. And with this 548 home runs, I believe that is. How many hits did he have? Only 2,500 hits. So 263 batting average. So there you go. Andre Dawson had at least 2,700, close to 2,800 hits. So there's difference for swinging for the walls all the time. And Steve Carlton, off-centered. All right. And then the big boy of the bunch for me, Andre Dawson, pretty well centered compared to them other cards. I'm not too sure how the bottom's supposed to look. That's Flair's first Andre Dawson as a Cub card as far as I know. Pretty glossy, beautiful card. And I've always loved this card. And so now I got this set. Alright folks, so I'll put him back in there with them guys. And there you go. Some old style classics baseball cards. I'm Rob. Merry Christmas. And maybe we'll come back and open that other rack pack. Alright folks, bye.